Stephen A., how should Wentz feel? His receiving core absolutely decimated last season, and now they're passing on DeAndre Hopkins.
He should feel sick to his stomach. That's what he should feel like, primarily due to what Arizona gave up in order to get DeAndre Hopkins. You trying to tell me that if you could have gotten DeAndre Hopkins for that, as opposed to forfeiting a first-round pick or what have you, you don't do that if you're Howie Roseman? I don't want to hear that. At the end of the day, it comes down to, what did Arizona, you trying to tell me that Houston settled for something from Arizona that they wouldn't settle for from you? Then Howie Roseman, you're not cultivating the relationships that you should cultivate. I'm making an assumption here. I don't know Howie Roseman, but I'm just talking about it, comparing, what he's talking about to what Arizona ultimately gave up. Take into consideration this. Nelson Aguilar missed about 5 games or so. Alshon Jeffrey missed about 6 games. Deshaun Jackson missed 13 games. You don't have a single receiver on your squad who recorded a 1,000-yard receiving season, and your third leading receiver was a dude by the name of Miles Sanders, if I remember correctly. I mean, come on. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles and you've got a franchise quarterback like a Carson Wentz, why would you not get him an elite weapon like that? It makes no sense whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. And if I'm Carson Wentz, I'd be sick to my stomach to know that at age 27, 28 years of age, I could have a dude that gifted who arguably has the best hands in all of football, doesn't drop passes. I have an opportunity to get that dude, and you don't get him for me? Damn, that would hurt my feelings.
DeAndre Hopkins undoubtedly has the best hands in all of football. The question is, does he have the best hands in football history? He's on a team with another guy who could make a case for that, Larry Fitzgerald now. And I agree that the asking price was comically low for DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I thought Antonio Brown's asking price was low. But DeAndre Hopkins doesn't come with that baggage. And also, you got to think about what that deal was. David Johnson's a bad contract. If you just wanted to offload that contract on someone, you're not getting anything back for David Johnson. You got to give a pretty good draft pickup just to get someone to take David Johnson's contract. But they essentially traded those two and only got a second-round pick. So whatever pick you would have or should have gotten for David Johnson plus DeAndre Hopkins only equals a second-round pick. That's insanely, that's a very low asking price or value. Okay, so how should Carson Wentz feel, Stephen A? You say sick to his stomach. I have another option for you. How about overpaid? I mean, why would they not deal for DeAndre Hopkins? Well, one thing that's coming out is his contract demands were high, which I don't blame him. He's a great player. He should make a lot of money. But when you get paid like a top 5 quarterback, which Carson Wentz did, you got to perform that way. I know the market is now, next guy up. If you're a franchise quarterback, if you're top 15, top 10, top 12, if you're a franchise quarterback and you're a guy and you're good, we'll pay you as though you're the best quarterback in the world or a top 5 quarterback. But that's a bad idea. The reason I hold Wentz to such a tough standard, the reason quarterbacks since the turn of this century, already 20 years old, the top paid guy never wins the Super Bowl. The reason everyone knows you got to win on that rookie contract. Carson Wentz got paid like a top 5 guy. He needs more. He needs more on offense. He needs more on defense. The reason I compare him to McNabb, and I don't let him off the hook, Stephen, I know McNabb has told you about that. McNabb, with less at times, used to go to the NFC Championship game. Okay, Carson, I believe in you. I think you got crazy talent. I think you do have top 5 talent. If you don't perform that way, and now you need one of the best receivers in the game, that guy wants to get paid too. Now you can't pay the defense. This is the reality of the economics of running a football team.
Well, listen, first of all, Max, the salary cap is going to go up and up every year. So as much as we talk about Carson Wentz's contract, those numbers are going to become more minuscule as we move forward. But here's what I'll say if I'm Carson Wentz. We, the Philadelphia Eagles, we're one of the Super Bowl contending teams in the NFC. If you look at all the moves that the Philadelphia Eagles made this offseason, boy, they've done a hell of a job bolstering that roster, particularly on the defensive side of the football. You look at last year, particularly, I believe, the last 5 games, Carson Wentz averaged like 300 yards passing per game with no-name wide receivers. So if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you're Carson Wentz, and you're sitting back surveying everything, and you saw the trade with DeAndre Hopkins going to Arizona, you're thinking, man, we got a team that can win right now, can go out and win a Super Bowl right now. We go out here and get a bona fide receiver like DeAndre Hopkins. Hell, if we had to give up a first-round pick to do it, then so be it. That, to me, in my mindset, would be like, okay, now that would put us over the top. That would put us on the one of the, I think, top 2 teams in the NFC to get to the Super Bowl this year, if I'm Carson Wentz.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.